those of you that don't know me, as Sharon just said, my name's Steve Jones-Blackett. I'm the other half of Wendy Jones-Blackett Ltd with my wife. We're based in North Leeds. We've been around for about 20 years now, and we sell greetings cards. Before I start, can I just see a show of hands of who is doing their first show at PG Live in 2016? Who's never done one before? Okay, so a fair chunk of you. It's important to realise that this is a narrative of our own personal experience with licensing. There's many pathways forwards which you can take. Hopefully you'll get an insight into how ours has worked and you can draw from that. Anyway, many publishers in our industry who are established and well respected have increased their portfolio by making associated products. Things like gift wrap, gift bags, tissue, all that sort of stuff. Or whilst going a bit further and making gift lines, home furnishings and jewellery. Something which you can put your designs onto. It's a very good way of expanding your business, expanding your turnover, because the way you sell those products will be the same way that you sell your cards, through trade fairs, using sales agents. You sell them to the same people. An awful lot of the retail buyers who buy greetings cards will also be buying the gift wrap, the bags or the accessories. So you're targeting the same people. So it's a great way of increasing your turnover, your business size and your profile. We chose not to do that. We've chosen to work in partnership with manufacturers, licensing our products to go on a wide range of different things, which I'll go on to in a few moments, which have allowed us to increase our brand and increase our company size, but not do it ourselves. If making things yourself is such a good way, why didn't we do it for? Well, there's lots of reasons, which Kelvin touched on just earlier on. The first big driver that turned us off was the front-end investment. In order to get a big enough range of products, you will need to have enough capital to pay your suppliers before you sell the stuff. So please make sure you've got plenty of cash there if you decide to manufacture yourself. Secondly, storage. I know it sounds like a really fallacious point, but storing greetings cards is simple. You have little boxes and you put them in there. If you have larger, more bulky products, you have to start introducing extra storage charges, which cost you money. Or alternatively, you use a warehousing company, which eats up into your profits also. So be careful of that. Extra carriage charges. Sending greetings cards in little boxes is easy. Sending huge, big flat wrap or breakable items will cost you more because of carriage or insurance. So there's lots of reasons you've got to think about whether you decide to make it yourself or let somebody do it for you. Our decision not to manufacture gave us the chance to spend a lot more time, 14 years in fact, developing our brand within the greeting card industry itself, so that we became an established, trusted supplier to the greeting card retailers. Once we were in that position, we found that the licensing manufacturers came to see us because they could see how it would translate, and that's how we moved it on. How did it all start? Oh, it all began 3 years ago at PG Live, over a glass of wine on the Tuesday night evening reception upstairs, which I urge you all to go to, with lots of free alcohol. So it's fabulous, it really is good. It was with a lady called Becky Dobson, who is the managing director of a company called Glick, who you may or may not have heard of. They're market leaders in gift wrap and bags and tissue. Now, from one tiny little conversation 3 years down the line, we now have over 200 lines working with Glick. And as Kelvin pointed out, the promotion and the marketing which they put into that allows us to expand our offerings to our existing customers, but also to new customers who we wouldn't have previously seen. So that was a great way of doing it. Similarly, we work with a company called Widdop, previously called Widdop Bingham, in making gift lines, glassware, 3D things. That was a little bit different, because when it comes to tissue and gift wrap and all those bags and things, you're looking at a 2D item, our card, translated onto a 2D item, the gift wrap. It was quite easy to translate, for want of a better word. Taking a card and turning it onto a money box, or a mirror, or a jewellery box, is very different. And that's where the skills of Widdop came in, and their design team allowed us to see how that would be translated, which then gave us the confidence to work with them. So those are the two UK licensing partners that we work with. So we cover gifts and stationery. By working with overseas licensing partners, you kind of bypass the need to bypass the language barriers, which often comes when supplying foreign countries. Happy Birthday works great for the UK and the USA, but Happy Birthday doesn't work quite so well throughout Europe. So working with a licensing partner in a small market country allows them to have the opportunity to actually translate your designs into their language. There's also to do with format as well. Format of card is very important because, of course, postal charges will dictate how popular a card is in many respects. So, of course, if your card, which is, how does this work? I press that one? Yay! This is one of our flagship ranges called Quicksilver. As you can see, it's small and square, which in the UK is fine. In virtually every other country in the world, it costs enormous, a much more higher postal charge to actually get that one sent. So by allowing your overseas licensing partner not only to change the caption from Happy Birthday to whatever is appropriate for their market, but to change the size of the card so it fits in better, means there's a much higher chance of it working. If there's a much higher chance of it working, the licensing agreement will be much more lucrative for you. So it's something to look out for the overseas people. I think licensors look to the UK greeting card industry as a very rich hunting ground. The UK greeting card publishing market is some of the most innovative and exciting in the world, and it's viewed as that way. It's a great barometer of style, of taste, of trend. And often if something's working well in the greeting card market, it will work well in other translatable products. And so you guys are lucky to come into the market now when things are going very, 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 very high. Now, that's it. Now, in terms of working with Glick, Glick turned our cards into all of these things. As you can see, there's only a limited number of designs here that we've used. But working with Glick, they can put it onto all the different variety of things which can be sold in alongside greetings cards. It's only a very small selection of what we have, but by the same token, yes, I think that it's something which fits into the market beautifully and cogs in well with our cards. It expands our brand, expands our customers who we can sell to. And likewise with Bingham, once again, it's translating 2D items onto 3D products. And so, yeah, so far our experiences have been fantastic. The level of involvement which you expected to give varies depending on the licensing partner, as Kelvin pointed out. Some people will just ask for you to submit design work to them, and that will be it. Then you keep an eye on things as it all evolves. Other companies will expect you to have technical knowledge so that you can help them with the design process, filling in templates, understanding software applications. Don't be too daunted by that. The licensing partner will be too keen to help and give you advice on that one, so let that one go. But as Kelvin said, a very important aspect of licensing your product is to ensure that the end product which is released to market is what you like. It's important to keep in contact through good communication channels with your licensing partners at every stage of the journey, so that before they invest any significant sums of money into making a product under license, you're completely satisfied with where it's going to go. That requires an enormous level of communication and contact with the people in there. So that's something that will happen. And also, where your product will be sold within the marketplace. If your core retailers are small independent shops who demand local exclusivity, and your licensed products are supplied through a wholesale arrangement, there's a very good chance that you're going to undermine and destroy your core market. And as a consequence of that, your opportunity to license your product in the future will also be diminished. So speak freely with your licensing partner about where you like the product to actually eventually end up. And of course, the commission royalty payment, which again Kelvin touched upon, is up to negotiation. There is no right and wrong way, wrong amount for doing it. I think a single-digit percentage royalty rate is what you should be expecting to get, and a period of time, normally 2 to 3 years, is kind of like industry norm. Sorry, that one. What do you mean? I think I've missed off the slide somewhere. Yeah, sorry about that. No, I didn't send it to you. That's the ghost there. I think the forthcoming trade show, PG Live, in 2016 represents an absolutely superb opportunity for you to not just look to speaking with the licensing community, who will be there looking for new product. It's a great chance for you to speak with publishers, people like myself, with retail buyers to hear what they think about various publishing companies, various licensing companies, to see if there's an obvious choice to fit in with your market. Please speak with each other. It's a very, very friendly industry, and people are only too willing to give you advice and help wherever they can. But please bear in mind that it's the advice which only relates to them, only pertains to them, which may be very different to yours. It's very important. I think that it's our overall experience of licensing has been overwhelmingly positive, but there are potholes which you need to watch out for. Less so with UK licensing, more so with overseas licensing, where the distance causes a few frictions here and there. The quality of the product coming at the end of it obviously is the most important one. However, payment schedules, payment terms, royalty commissions are all something which may be skimmed over and you might not notice. So please don't be rushed into doing anything. Take things step by step. There'll always be another chance to license should the first one walk out pretty well. As I say, in summary, our experiences of licensing within this industry have overwhelmingly been positive. It's allowed us to develop our brand outside of greeting cards. It's allowed us to increase the number of lines which we can offer our existing customers without having to make the investment or the storage or the other problems involved. And it's, being vulgar, allowed us to introduce revenue streams into the company which are almost exclusively profit rather than turnover. So, just to reiterate, the forthcoming PG Live show, talk to every other publisher that you can do. Talk to your customers, talk to licensing partners, and definitely attend the drink ceremony upstairs on Tuesday, because who knows, that conversation you have over a glass of wine with that random stranger may well lead on to that multi-thousand-pound licensing opportunity deal. Anyway, thank you for that. I hope I've given you a little insight into our experience.